This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by RidleyReport.com. At news releases, I am the bomb. Ron Paul had some interesting and controversial quotes regarding the Gaza situation this week.
The Palestinians are virtually in like a concentration camp. They have a few small missiles, but it's so minor compared to the firepower of Israel.
These statements got me to thinking a little bit. What's the solution to that crisis? I don't know, but I do suspect that a relatively small number of Palestinians could solve it more or less single-handedly, if they're not killed first by Hamas or Fatah. The thing that would work really well on the Israeli government is civil disobedience. Find something the Israeli government is doing that's truly unjust, that the world, even its allies, consider as unjust, and just violate whatever law it is they put in place. Of course, this would have to be peaceful in order to be true civil disobedience. By the way, this is not an original idea. I got the idea from Tom Clancy from a book he wrote 10 or 15 years ago, where he has it's a fictitious account of some Palestinians who go out and start singing "We Shall Overcome" and doing sort of sit-ins against the Israelis, or more accurately, the Israeli government. You can never guarantee media coverage when you do something like that, but all I can say is if you do something like that and you send me the video, I'll put it on the air on my poor man's TV station here. You can, I don't know if calling it on the air would be accurate, but I'll put it on Ridley Report for what little that's worth. Shouldn't be that difficult to get publicity with the eyes of the whole world already paying attention to the region. I think the Israelis would react well, just like the Americans have reacted well to the shoe-throwing incident. By Americans, I mean the American public, not the American government. Palestine needs a Gandhi. If it gets one, it wins. Israel would surrender in a minute to a Mahatma. At least, that's my theory. By the way, slightly unrelated, I showed the Ron Paul video to a relative, or he watched this Ron Paul video where he was so harshly critical of Israel, and my relative is very pro-Israel, and he was kind of complaining about Ron Paul's take on things. But what I said was, okay, fine, yeah, that's okay. You like Israel, Ron Paul maybe is a little too hard on them sometimes, but can you agree with Ron Paul that Americans should not be forced to send their tax dollars to Israel, and that Americans should not be forced to send their tax dollars to the Palestinians? And he was able to pretty much accept that concept. Yeah, we shouldn't have to send our tax dollars there. We shouldn't have to send our tax dollars to the Palestinians either. Paul's argument for ending tax funding of that area rings well and rings true for many people who support Israel. And I bet the Arab world likes his message even more. It's a good message. Stop forcing American taxpayers to be involved in the Middle East. If people want to go get involved, they can go do it on their own time and on their own dime. It's January 7th, 2009. This is Dave Ridley signing off for RidleyReport.com. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Is this what happens to you when you try to write or distribute a news release? Then I beg you, end the suffering. Deploy instead the man who got Mike Fisher's outlaw manicure front page coverage in nearly every New Hampshire media outlet. Unleash the writing force that put the Free State Project on CNN and Russell Canning on the front page of Dig. You know where to find this force. You are staring at it. Email it. Email me at RidleyReport.com. And let's get to work. RidleyReport.com. At news releases, I am the bomb.